So everyone out there, it's HK Fanatic again with the follow-up on my Qui Gon Jinn Ultimate FX lightsaber. I've seen a couple of other clips up there already since I posted mine. Before that, no one else had made one yet, so I think my first clip may have been one of the first ones to hit YouTube. Because I bought it the day it came out. I happened to be there for something else, and I passed through that section and noticed that, I said, wait a minute, that looks like Qui Gon Jinn's, and I was like, oh, okay. So, of course, I grabbed it right away. Yes, as you can see, exclusively at Walmart, so snatch them up while you still can. As I said, I've seen a couple of other clips come out since I finished this one, or since I finished my first couple of clips on this particular lightsaber package. And yet no one else has seemed to notice one small little glitch they have. The box is very well done, with good pictures of Qui Gon Jinn. Now this one is accurate. As you can see, he appears to be holding the proper lightsaber, which is, you know, the one that's supposed to be in the box. But if you look on the side here, that is Obi-Wan Kenobi's Episode 1 lightsaber. Because right up here you can see the activating button. You can see the little metal bar that separates the two sides. And for comparison, I just happen to have the Episode 1 Obi-Wan lightsaber. And you can see that's exactly what he's holding. So I mean, overall, I can't give Hasbro a job well done on this one because of that little oops, and they don't just do it once. They do it again in the reverse picture on the other side. We can actually see the lightsaber even better there. But again, the rest of the box is done real well. Nice 3D picture on the back for you to use the 3D glasses which are inside there. What other use those 3D glasses are going to have, I don't know. And yes, the box is dated 2012. So that tells me that obviously they're in position to manufacture promotional things for the or props for the 3D release of Episode 1, which I've yet to get a chance to go and see. Now, again, on my other clip I showed people how to take it apart, what the electronics look like on the inside. A couple of minor flaws that I didn't like are of course the through the body screw holes, which, as you can see in this case, maybe you can or you can't. I have filled them in with some rubber mat, sections of rubber that I cut from a hobby mat. And what you can do is build these up until they're leveled. Now, once you get the rubber in there, just put some either put some Gorilla Glue in there until it reaches until it's level. This Gorilla Glue is pretty easy to work with. Epoxy gets a lot harder, and you're pretty much gonna have to grind it down. So if you just carefully work in the Gorilla Glue, you should be able to level out these holes and fill them in, so that once you fill them in and paint them, you won't be able to tell. Now, make sure that you've done all the mods you're going to do, because in this case I intend to, as you can see, I have the original board, which was part of the lightsaber itself. It was part of the actual blade. I had to actually remove it from the blade itself, and I left one of the LEDs in here, the very first LED on the board, with the solder joint intact, so that way I have been working with the idea of putting a Luxion LED in there. As you can see, these screws here on the side go right through, right to the inside. There's one hole there, and there's the other one right there. So you'd be able to secure a Force FX style blade, and of course, which I just happen to have, the one that I have removed from my Force FX lightsaber here, my construction kit. And yes, I have adapted it so that I can tighten it down with a screw here. But as you can see, for those saying, but will the blade fit? Yes, the blade will fit in there. But as you can see, it's going to have to be trimmed down just a little bit. I'll have to trim it to about this area here. I've already marked where I'm going to have to make the actual cut. And then of course the two screws on the side will hold the blade in with a Luxion LED. But as you can see, the blade flashes when it clashes. Sorry, no pun intended there. And so, that being said, it is possible to do a lot with this little lightsaber here. What I like is inside there's plenty of room inside where the electronics are. I mean, you have a whole open area back here. The batteries fit in an upper arched area inside the battery compartment here, which, unfortunately, to change batteries, you're going to have to either mount an additional battery compartment inside, where I'm thinking of making it so that I'll be able to remove this end cap, and that way I can seal up these seams here where the battery compartment is. Just seal them in and paint over them, and same thing for the seams up here on the top. I can seal those in as well as I can, and pretty much make it look like one solid piece. Again, the chrome paint on here isn't bad. It's more like, I should say, brushed aluminum paint, but looks pretty good. Here's your mode switch here on the bottom, which enables you to change from demo to off to, normal mode. And of course the superfluous safety information here, which I intend to sand off. But overall, the sound effects and the clashes keep up with the board keeps up with as fast as you can clash it, as you can see. So the only problem being, the speaker really doesn't provide that loud of a in my opinion, of the sound effects. If you compare it to a Force FX, but there's really not a lot to the Force FX soundboard. That one has a Lux kit in it already. So what I'm going to do is also possibly maybe take one of the FX boards I have out of one of my spare Force FX lightsabers and simply place that one inside. Because the only thing I don't like about this one, also, I guess you could say it's just a criticism slightly on my part, is the if you can hear it, the actual sound of the blade itself sounds more like Darth Maul's, but the hum is reminiscent of what Qui Gon's hummed like when he was just standing idle there, when he was at the scene where he has his blade all the way through the blast doors, is trying to get into the control chamber on the droid control ship. So again, plenty of room inside for adding the additional electronics and putting some lead weights in there to balance the weight and make the lightsaber a little heavier. Activation and deactivation sounds are pretty good, and of course a very accurate activation button. Size wise, okay, let's take a look at this is the episode 1 Qui-Gon. I'm sorry, Obi-Wan Kenobi from episode 1 and 2. And as you can see, lengthwise, it's pretty decent. Now this one is a lot skinnier. I think, in my opinion, this is the ultimate version of a lightsaber that Hasbro has done, and they get my full 2 thumbs up for that. It's just the detail is superb, beautifully lit blade, and of course, the same board that was on the Master Replicas. But size-wise, the Qui Gon's is a little thicker, but still, you can get your hands around it. So to me, that's, you know, I can work with that. And I don't have very big hands, so someone with slightly larger hands would easily be able to get a good grip on this one. Details, not bad. Again, other than the couple of minor oopses that Hasbro has had on the box, overall, I'd say it's not a bad product for the price that you pay, you know, like $28 and some change or whatever it is. I'll have to look back at the receipt and see how much I paid for it. But so once my my parts come in and I get to work on putting everything in here, I'll film a clip and show you guys how I'm putting it together and doing the cosmetic modifications to it. Until the next clip, this is HK Fanatic, out.